Hey Scorpio, I almost called you Capricorn. Okay, well, we'll take it as a message. Thank you so much for tuning in, Scorpio. This is your reading. This is from Mercury Leo. We're looking specifically at the ruler of matters of communication in a new sign. 1, 2, in, yeah, or I keep wanting to say Capricorn. There's something kind of shocking or surprising here coming around the mountain. I was meditating here for a few days now on your energy, and I'm seeing that there's something kind of a whirlwind, even kind of experience. I feel like you're like not quite sold on it though. Like, I don't know if I really want to do that, like in that way at that time. Some of you here, you know, you're thinking about your, well, first of all, for some of you, your values. For some of you, I feel like really heavily coming through around this time for you as something that you're considering is, I'm hearing, interestingly, the past. Okay, I see you thinking like, is this compatible, okay, with what it is that I have in mind in the long term? I feel like some of you, I'm gonna say you're worried, okay, about how this may sort of so-called work out, but yeah, that definitely didn't. Okay. I see you trying to like sit on this axis of keeping an open mind and, you know, wanting to be honest with what really you know works for you. And I feel like for some of you, this is a matter of really holding fast to the things that you've kind of like known even, or like that you just feel intuitive. Let's get into it though. I want to see a little further. Maybe, you know, well, we don't know. Maybe we're feeling like, you know, I think you're trying to consider like the opportunity, okay, that the possibility rather that, you know, maybe you're resisting something. 6 of Pentacles here with the 4 of Wands. Let's go a little bit further. The 6 of Wands in the theme. Some of you have someone here who's sort of like, as you feel it, 10 of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like you're closing something out here. I keep wanting to say Capricorn. There could be someone in your environment, someone in your midst, the Heart of Pentacles right there. Someone who is like really focused on you. Maybe that's why you're avoiding this. It's like maybe there's a little bit too much pressure. Like maybe you feel somebody here is just like also... there could be a little bit of an overbearing energy. For some of you, I'm getting here Scorpio. Like I get that someone is very focused. Now I'm seeing the color green, the Hermit. Could also be your own energy, Skyfather. Some of you, you may have a lot of Earth, especially if you have a lot of Earth, Capricorn, specifically Virgo, and I am hearing Aries and Scorpio. There's something that you're just not sure, like, if you want this, okay? I see you looking at the space like, I'm not sure. I'm hearing arrest, I don't know. Okay, very specific message maybe for someone. Innocence of Cups, 7 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're like, listen, this is getting messy. Like, I'm here, I don't want to be a part of this. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the Heart of Spirit of Cups. There's someone here who you may have in mind. Also for a certain possible opportunity. We keep saying opportunity, possibility. Something's getting confusing. Something's a little awkward. I feel like some of you, it's like one of those moments where you're kind of like, you're not in resonance really, but you're still considering something here. It's Temperance in reverse. The Devil in reverse in the theme. There's someone here who, you know, maybe you're just saying like, I was open until you were pushy. I hear that as well. The Death card. Oh, and the Magician. Okay. Okay. So this is interesting. For some of you, I feel someone here is definitely negotiating something with you, I feel. And you are, well, what are they wanting? Because I feel like they kind of, what do they want? For some of you, this person has an entity. We're going to have to just say it very clearly, like, yeah, they have an entity, and you are not feeling like this is where you are going to be hitting your high note out at. And I think you're kind of getting to that point where you're saying it's not selfish to prioritize where it is that I move to, okay, because you need to keep focused, Scorpio. For some of you, like, there's someone here who's like very pushy though. I just keep getting that energy, like they really want. Now I feel like they unfortunately know that that may not be what's right for you. And I almost get this vibe of like, it's weird, like they kind of want to make something work that doesn't, and so it's kind of like a selfish energy. I'm sorry, I gotta say it like that. Maybe it comes off like that, you know. Maybe someone is like saying to someone finally, like, hey, like I feel like it's controlling when like you know that that's not going to work for me, but then you still show up at that place in that time and you're doing it still in that way. Like for some of you, you're dealing with a situation that you feel could have had a lot of potential. I feel like it's kind of that moment where again you're riding on the axis, like I feel like we could have something really great here, but the fact that you're still showing up, like you maybe give someone one more chance even, it's like, what was that? Why did you do, I mean, you did that again. I don't know. The 2 of Cups in between, the 6 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands. I feel like you've been very patient here as well. Someone here for some of you is a little jealous, maybe even of what, I don't know why, whatever it is. Okay, light workers here, you get used to that. I see someone here walking with a purple shirt and a red hat. It's like, it was like one last shot, like one more night. Let's see, like, are you gonna be like, it's like, but I think you're telling yourself in the back of your mind, Scorpio, like, no, no. And no, it's just not gonna happen. Like, some of you know, like, where this is going, and it's just like, Ace of Swords on the Magician, like, you're just at a certain point, just, you feel kind of, making a heckler out of yourself. I don't know, you feel someone's creating drama here. Like, it's like, if I just stick around, like, it's gonna be causing, like, creating more drama. I see a picture here. Now, there is someone here who I feel you just can't partner up with this person, because I don't think it's compatible for some of you. I'm going to be just really honest here, and don't shoot the messengers. This is a channel message from your higher self. This is why you're here at this video. So maybe if you're getting triggered, go meditate, come back to the video, and then, yeah, and then see if you want. Okay, it doesn't have to resonate with you. And by the way, you don't have to be at this reading. You can go and click on another video. Right, YouTube's got a lot of readers here. A lot of tarot readers. By the way, we're channeling. We're not just working with the tarot cards. This is also a channel message. So this is up to you to identify. Does this resonate with you? And it's a matter of resonation, right? I mean, that's like saying, I don't like that one color in the rainbow. Take it away. It's like, fuck you. I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it like that. Because, yeah, I mean, this is respectful as well. To come through and kind of like, yeah, say, oh, yeah, like, why is she doing that or this or that? I don't know. Let's back it up. Yeah, if you don't like the so-called predicament of your story, then change the vibe, right? Change the channel. It's like, there's no reason to get offended. Okay, I'm hearing that as well. If a message is not yours, I mean, right? Unless you got something going on with your ego there. And maybe you do. And maybe that's, again, why this is not the channel for you right now. Because this channel is for those who are ready to ascend into the Plutonic shadow work. And as someone here, you know, who most likely has Scorpio being at this reading, either you are working with a Scorpio, you are dealing with a Scorpio, let's back it up, clear throat chakra. Someone here may be in a power struggle moment, like, I want it to happen. It's like, that's not going to happen like that. And that person is guided, okay? Just so you know, if you're a cross-watcher. Let's clear it. For some of you here, yeah, there's no forcing someone, bending someone, okay, against their will to do something. With the Four of Cups, now, for some of you, you're realizing somebody has just got way too much ego, and for some of you, you're wondering why someone checked out. It's like, because you got too much ego. It's like, why are they not, like, bending to my will? It's like, because they're not here for your ego. I heard that again. That's your ego. That's your Pluto in shadow operating out there. Okay. Now, some of you may be attracted to somebody who has a lot. Yeah, let's clear. Even if you're like, well, I'm not a Scorpio. I'm an Aries, a Leo, Virgo. I'm hearing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But then on Sunday and Saturday, I'm more like, yeah, I'm hearing Thursday. It's like you're choosing who you are and what days. I don't know. Let's clear it. Maybe you're dealing with someone here who may have multiple personality situation going on. I'm not sure. Take it as you will. I cannot say for everybody. This is a general video. Talk to a person practitioner if there's anything that you're suspecting. But yeah, there's a situation here where someone here is kind of like nice, and then they're mean, and then they're like changing their vibe on you. It's like, and then I'm gonna be like more like a Cancer and like a Pisces on like, yeah, the weekend, and then, well, when we get back to Monday, I'll see, like, I'll gauge it. It's like, fuck you, like, you're not gonna tell me who you're gonna be to me as well, okay? Just because, you know, I'm telling you certain things. Like, someone here is a narcissist. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're absolute narcissist, and you're realizing there's no going halfway with this person. This person is completely, for some of you, you feel even kind of gone, like, a little bit, like, crazy, like, out of their mind. It's like, I mean, why would you think that that's appropriate? Like, 1 minute to sort of, yeah, shed a tear, then the next minute you're, like, shedding layers of skin for another man. I'm even hearing that. And then the next minute, it's like, I mean, this is not adding up. So if some of you here, you have to call somebody out on the bullshit a little bit. Like, this is definitely not where I see myself. For some of you, yeah, Scorpio, I keep hearing Capricorn. It's like maybe someone even, you're just calling them out on the BS, like, you're trying to make me jealous. I see it very clearly, and yeah, I'm not going to be tolerating that. So for some of you, I see you kind of like just kind of whipping something back into a mold that works for you, and it's like someone else may feel a little bit like, hey, it's like, but that's exactly what you need to do with that person. This is a general video though. Okay, definitely, again, talk to your psychologist, your personal practitioner before making any major decisions. But for some of you, it's like, yeah, we're saying, even if, let's say, you're an Aries, Scorpio, yeah, I mean, maybe Aries, Sun in the house of Scorpio, or Moon in Scorpio, whatever it is, or you're just dealing with a Scorpio, you still are, yeah, having a reflection moment with your Scorpio. If you're at this video, you were drawn to the archetype of Pluto in some sense, and that's what we're here for. So when you're here for that, and you are getting to a reading, you better know that this is a matter of transmutation. At least on this channel, we're not here to pet and comb. Okay, I'm hearing the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday mullet. okay, look of a situation, well, yeah, with someone here who wants to be a gaslighter or a narcissist, and then on Sunday and Saturday it's gonna be all sweet and all cute, and no, you better act straight with me and tell me who you are, okay, to you, and then I will decide for me who it is that you are, okay, yeah, don't tell me who you are for me. I hear it like that. So for some of you, this is someone here who's like even crossing boundaries with you, okay, kind of like very much trying to just kind of like, yeah, take over the discussion even, and you're feeling that that's what it's going to turn into. So some of you have to kind of whip this person into shape, like get them to know who you are as well back. It's like they're so busy trying to tell you who they are, it's like, excuse me, it's like they're not giving you any time to like kind of feel, okay, in that experience. Now some of you, there's a little bit too much pressure here with the Heart of Wands and the Ace of Cups on the Earth Mother. Like someone is kind of taking some kind of experience like wherever they need to take it to. I hear it like that. And so it's a little bit of a moment here coming. It's a little bit awkward. I see the Lover's card coming through in reverse. We have the Movement of Wands. Right, it's like I have the right to re-navigate through this experience and to say, I don't know if you're right for me. I don't know. The Lovers on the universe. So for some of you, you know, well, love and light, this is not a bad thing. Why we're not here to just kind of be in a relationship and like have it last forever. That's not what we're here for. And Scorpio, you know, you have a moment every now and then. You're famous for that. I won't say infamous, but depends your perspective, right? It depends on your perspective. It's a good thing to be discerning at times, right? To say that is not how far I'm gonna go. You want me to go that, I realize you are wanting me to go that far. I will not go that far with you. I could. You're right, you saw the potential, but I decide who I go that far for. No. It's like you're trying to push me, okay, to the as far as you want to take me to. 4 of Pentacles in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. Some of you have to really kind of even like kind of like potty train someone here, but like in their head, okay? It's like, yeah, that's where you can let that out. And don't bring that to my story. I heard that like that. So some of you, like maybe someone was turning a little bit, you know, into someone that, you know, you need to kind of make clear, like, you are not going to be to them. Oh, like, in other words, they were maybe even, like, giving you stuff and, like, free gifts and, like, trying to be, like, overbearing. It's like, I'm not going to let that sort of take the conversation, okay, in the direction that you're trying to steer it in, because I realize that that's leading to that. So for some of you, maybe someone's a, like, kind of covert narcissist, manipulative, okay, even, like, love bombing, okay, and you're just, like, you cut it off right there and then. You said, don't love bomb me. I'm seeing it right here, plain as day. Yeah, because I see where you're trying to take that. It's, like, very awkward for this person because I feel like they're not used to that. It's like, you, like, threw them the fuck off. Like, what the hell? It's like, yeah. I mean, you're not going to do that. It's like, you have to tell it so clear. It's like, they have to hear that. Like, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, because you got to retrain their mindset. That this is not the way that you're gonna be talking to them back. So it's like, it's kind of like aligning someone's expectations. Like, if you're doing that, just know that that's not going to be, yeah, kind of leading to that. I hear it like this. So, and that's very awkward, but only for those who have an ego situation that's on the line in this relationship. If you're compassionate, that should be something that's like, duh. It's like, oh, you're not telling me that, right? Because that's so obvious. I mean, who are you telling that to? So, yeah, I mean, that should be the reaction. I feel for some of you, though, it may not be. Some of you dealing with someone who's going to have a very hard time, like, swallowing this pill of, she's like passionless. She's not passionless, bitch. Love it. Like, she's just very protective of her aura, and she knows when someone's about to try to hook into it and cling on and drain her, okay? And get to know how that works. Yeah, seems like you've been dealing with a different breed of, yeah, I'm hearing Beyonce. I don't know what that was going to do. I'm hearing breed of also, yeah, I'm hearing baby, baby, baby. Oh, what's that song? Justin Bieber. Yeah, a different breed of, yeah. Maybe even like, yeah, no, like for some of you, you're like, it may be that you've had an experience here with someone and like they took it too far and like you're not really wanting them to like pet you anymore kind of vibe. I see like you change your behavior on them a little bit. I see a construction worker here. It's like, I see a guy running, there's something that it just doesn't work anymore, maybe even on you. This reminds me of the Pisces reading, yeah, It's like, that doesn't work anymore. Okay, it's like, why that manipulative talk doesn't work on Pisces anymore? Because it doesn't, and it doesn't. And it's like, what? It's like, I feel like this is making this person not know who they are to you anymore. That's good. They should realize. It's sooner than later, because that's where you're headed to. You're not going back. We're not going back to the old karmic ways of, let me, like, call him back and, like, see, like, if he's still missing me. It's like, oh shit, let's go down the back of the neck. They have an entity. Their entity was trying to hook on to you. It's not that person, it's their entity. So when someone's draining you, you're not in, that's the minute you know, I'm not in this is not an exclusive relationship. We have a third party, and it's the entity. We're going to make a t-shirt with that, by the way, pretty soon. Okay, it's coming. I'm very excited, guys. Whatever's meant to be, you know, divine timing. Let's clear the throat chakra. But yeah, the third party is, in this case, it's not funny, and it's not funny. And like, this person may be trying to make jokes and like cover up like the tracks of their entity. It's like, I fully saw your demonic, okay, also streak back there, okay, and you were trying to honestly, yeah, put me down and like act really off and strange. For some of you, yeah, it's like this person, I'm hearing touched by an angel. It's like, touched by an angel. It's like they're giving you compliments, but then they're mixing that in a coleslaw of a mess of like, I'm hearing Murder, She Wrote lyrics. What? I don't know. What is that? Is that a movie? I'm hearing it though. Yeah, that came through before. Anyways, it's like you just cut the date down short. It's like, I'm gone. Okay, Magician. Maybe they were even kind of like, you started to pick up on the vibe of this person was going to change up on you anyways, and you're like, I'm not going to let you just sort of also charge me at that for that. So, yeah. I'm going to go, and you're not necessarily going to go where I'm going, too. And it's like, this person's like, wait, it's like, let me follow you, follow me back. It's like, she's not even like hitting you back up and shit. It's like, you should realize like, why that was so, yeah, but this is where you help this person turn on their entity. That's very important right there. The longer that we are kind of looking at this person and making excuses for their sour puss behavior, the longer, okay, you are kind of holding the blanket over their entity. Attachment, which is void of affection, void of emotion, void of compassion, void of empathy, void of the human instinct, okay, as well, to nourish and nurture themselves and those around them. So this person is heavily in a demonic state of mind. Even for some, I don't know, I'm sorry guys, for some it's the entity. They've been compromised for some of you, and I mean, you cannot get involved in that. I see graffiti here, I'm not sure what that's linked to. Ten of Swords, something about a grad school program. It's like, he wants to just debate why it's okay to act like that. And some of you, maybe even like, what's strange is I feel someone is selectively kind of, and this is not to make fun of anyone who is in blanket statement. Everyone, okay, apparently, who is sort of like, let's say going through a period in their life of, at times, you know, maybe mood swings, depression, so-called depression. It's a matter of the chakras. This person, though, is kind of like being like selectively sort of, how do we say, they're pushing their mood on you. There's a very clear, yeah, there's a distinction between being also responsible with one's own healing space and one's own healing journey, and then putting that on, yeah, and so this person knows what they're doing. Let's back it up. It's not them, though. It's their entity. So, yet again, have no remorse. Okay, I mean, are going to pay me back? I'm hearing that. We're not going to have that discussion. So you want to also be a victim and, like, play like you're guilty. 1 minute they're being kind of, like, very even like a sort of loser vibe, and then the next minute they're acting like they're a soldier and like they're totally getting up and fine, brushing off, like, I'm hearing they're hematite pads. I see them wearing like some kind of armor. I don't know. It's just not adding up. For some of you though, it's a financial thing. Maybe they're also giving you two sides of the story. 1 minute they're acting, or maybe they flex like, I'm very like well off and I don't need you and I'm all good, and then the next minute they're like coming in like kind of like they're skimping on certain things in terms of their date with you. I don't know. So you're starting to feel, I see someone here wearing some sort of like even gear. This came through another reading. Somebody was wearing something about a race car. Anyways, Wheel of Fortune. It's like, it's not adding up. They're giving you, yeah, you're kind of like looking at the discrepancies of the character. And, movement of swords. I'm not looking at you the same way. I'm looking at you on the basis of who you're showing me you are every minute, okay, of this day, today. I'm not looking back on the past. I'm not thinking, oh, he was really sweet back there, and like, okay, that'll like mull over, like, yeah, the movements he's making out. I'm looking at you right here, right now. I don't tally the vote. 8 of Swords. I consider it right here as you show it to me. And so this person maybe was banking on like, I don't know, even manipulating, yet again, strategize. It's like, you checkmated that. It's like, no, now I see that you're trying to be nice back there, to be mean right here, and I'm not about, no, you gotta be consistent with me, at least. If you want to be like that, so this is where you checkmate this person, and you're just like, you need to confront your entity. That's what you're telling them when you're stepping away, when they behave like this. Seven of Wands in reverse. Otherwise, you're talking about not the entity, you're talking about something else. So it's kind of like a mafioso thing going on astral. Yep, the elusive entity. And then neither one of you, it's like, they're making, yeah, so, and the entity is then wanting to feast off of your frequency field. Okay, they're already feasting off of them, no wonder, yeah, let's clear it, but yeah, so the point is that it doesn't have to become your problem too. It's not, and it's definitely not going to your luggage unbun. Spirit is not happy also, regardless, I mean, even just for you to really sustain a conversation with this person, I feel some of you did step away. I'm hearing shady. Yeah, the Four of Cups again. No, guys, like, this is someone who is not wanting to get help. I hear it like that. It's like, no matter what you say, no matter what you tell them, it's like, it's a repeating conversation, and it's perpetuating the problem as well. That is what you're seeing. So it's like, maybe I see a pineapple here. This person telling you one thing, but then they're not actually showing up, okay, with the conversation that maybe you had that is going to be helpful. And you're saying, well, maybe even for somebody the truth, it's like, so I don't need you to like prove anything. I don't need you to explain anything. I saw it. I see it, and I can have discernment for what I feel right about. So for some of you feel this is even at a certain point abusive, and it's psychologically trying manipulative. And I'm hearing I have the right to. I'm gonna check out. Chariot. You're not debating it. Two of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're gonna make the decision for this person. Like, okay, you want to play that game with me? No, I'm gonna say it's over. No, I see you want to play a game, period. I'm not, you got it wrong. Yeah, just because I'm fit like that, okay, and I could play a game with you back, okay, let's get that straight. I could take your top hat and, fit a few things inside there, but I don't. I will not do that right to you. I won't make you go fucking crazy in your head, right? Love and light, bye. But yeah, so the fact is that, like, you're also taking me for granted, and you're also, let's back it up, clear throat chakra. Yeah. You kind of like are also you're trying to kind of navigate and direct and pivot where I am in my life. So this is where you take control over of your life again, and you say nobody outside of myself is nobody. This is a very heavy karmic. Let's go on third eye. Let's go on what I said about this person has they are trying to control you. That's just that clear, and that's not happening. You don't know Scorpio? Okay, the Four of Pentacles and especially empowered Scorpio. You can get a Scorpio who's not in the light, okay, to get triggered and to then give their power up that way. But an empowered Scorpio who knows what it really, and they've gone through their shadow work. That's how they got to that point. Strength in reverse, Four of Pentacles upright. This person is very stubborn. For some of you, they are trying to, just so you know, they're trying to cast a sort of light around your craft to make you feel like disempowered about it, so that you're coming from, no, but the point is that this won't affect you as long as you're not coming from the vantage point of wanting this person's perspective, looking to this person as a source of your empowerment. This person doesn't mean shit to how it is that you cast your conversation around yourself. That's where you have to be so kind of prioritizing, right? So firm and knowing of your own story. And so that's why it's also very important to understand who you're getting into contact with at all times. I mean, am I connecting to someone who's connected to the higher self, or do they have an entity? Are they like trying to drain someone else, right, around them to try and feel better about them? Like, who is this person? You know what I'm saying? Like, have they ascended? Have they done their shadow work? I keep seeing a construction worker here going back and forth. It's like, it's not about what they say that's romantic and like in the first date, the second date, like, by the way, we're channeling here just in case you're curious. Five of Cups. Yeah, for some of you, you knew it from the start. Like the very first moment with this person, I'm hearing one more night. It's like it was already that patternized frequency of this person trying to like win and like kind of overpower you and like overrule you and like make you feel like lesser than, to be more so-called even like good looking in your eyes. This is where we're talking not about this person but the entity, the ego as well, right? Obviously that's the source of that, but where the ego has been compromised. There's such a thing as healthy ego, yeah, sure, but not like to the point where it's taken from the conversation somebody else is having between their ego and their higher self. Everyone has that as their right to have that conversation as an independent sovereign being, right? You shouldn't be trying to bend the will of another. In other words, to drain them, compromise them, and make them feel like they're not where they're at. Six of Wands, you're not going to tell anybody who they are. So this person's trying to tell somebody who they are and shit to try and feel like more comfortable about who they're actually not, the entity. So that's where we say that you stepping away is the best thing you could do for this person, because it's not even that person you're stepping away from, it's their entity. I hear that again. So Spirit wants to emphasize this. And if you're very triggered, you got an entity. Okay, but if you, this message, yeah, you got an entity. You got to do some major, I would go to a Reiki specialist, a healer. I would cleanse your aura, clear your spirit down. That's somebody else's energy in your auric field per son, possibly. 10 of Cups, right? The Lovers in reverse. We're not here to do anything for anybody, okay? And for some of you, yeah, it's like, let's back it up. Yeah, you're not, Some of you, it's maybe even the entity, yeah, a reverse, as a so-called empath. You know, and it's a flip-flop, right? Where does that come from, right? The narcissistic energy. It actually subsists on that of the empathic energy, which is imbalanced as well, where you're appropriating someone's narcissistic frequency. So for some of you, or sort of giving a way for it to sort of thrive. For some of you, you have to cut that thread down and just end it, so that they know that that's not the way you're going to be going into, I'm hearing the audition together. Let's back it up. I'm hearing into also your future as one. So it's kind of like, we gotta just kind of clear it. Now for some, I see the color blue here, turquoise blue. 10 of Wands in the theme. For some of you, this may be something legal. You may have to have some sort of like legal repertoire here prepared for this conversation. I'm not sure for everybody, but you're going to talk to your specialist, because this is a general video, and this is a video for entertainment purposes only. 9 of Cups in reverse, the Spirit of Swords on the Heart of Swords. For some of you, this is getting very awkward, but it's because this person keeps trying to be relevant, but while holding a really strained conversation around that which is otherwise true. 4 Cups. It's over, guys. I feel like you're going to have to, yeah, the universe just popped out, like literally. I'm just going to show you this. It's split on its own, and I'm not gonna fix it. I heard like that. Like, Spirit is basically telling me that it's over. So some of you here, for some of you, in the sense of saying that if something is kind of like just naturally, it's like you feel the universe is splitting you apart. It's like, I'm not gonna fight it. The process, and I'm not feeling like I want to be around you. I hear that as well. You're being toxic. I'm hearing that. So, and you, if you feel toxic around someone, you have the right that very minute. Let's think about it, guys. Would you ever do that to someone? If someone was sort of like saying like, to another person, let's say that you're even as a third party watching something go down. It's like, I'm talking to the light worker here, querent light worker here. I'm talking specifically at this moment to the light worker. If you saw someone kind of wanting to thrust their will upon another person in such a way where that person was not comfortable for whatever reason, I mean, you would never do that to somebody. And you would look at that person like, are you kooky? Like, why do you don't, that person is thinking that they need you to fulfill their ego's wishes, satisfactions, and desires. The truth is that it needs to harmonize with their higher self, not with what you're doing, okay, on 3D. Love and light to all. But at a certain point, we got no patience for that. I got no patience, okay, for that. And I feel like some of you have changed. Okay, you gave this person a chance, and they took a little too far. They thought, oh, yeah, they took it a little too far. You heard me. It's like, oh, I'll come back, and whenever, and with whatever attitude, and with whatever. I'm hearing sorcery knowledge, I know. Oh, maybe they're even competing with you. I don't know, but we do have the devil right there. Got a card here for each of the days. 5 Pentacles. Oh, wow. What a shame, you know? I think this person really, honestly, no, because they could have had a great, and if this is triggering, step out of this reading. I don't know why you're here. As at this point already, if you, I mean, you haven't been triggered so far, and you're getting triggered just now. I see an umbrella. I keep seeing construction workers here carrying piles of trash. I don't know what that's only to. It's like, if you're so triggered, step out of this video right now, because, yeah, I mean, why waste your time? Go and meditate. That will help you. Okay, Ace of Cups. Let's get further. 7 of Swords. Yeah, for those who are triggered, the reading and the advice from Spirit is to meditate. Let's back it up. Let's clear the energy. Let's clear the energy. The advice is to meditate. 3 swords leading out of the 4 swords. So yeah, it's nothing short of like energetic slavery when one realizes that someone is displeased by their presence as well. I hear it like this. Like when you see, I mean, you're not realizing like that you're draining somebody. Yeah, I mean, but you guys, they know. It's a gaslighting energy, yeah. But again, because of the compromise with the entity, with the ego entity, it's clearing throat chakra, to the point where, you know, this person, it's like they're trying to like win and be pushy, like, oh, they don't want me around? Okay, I'm gonna want them want me around. It's like, that's, God forbid, love and light, this may be a bit of a trigger word, so yeah, again, if you're very sensitive, maybe step out right now, put headphones on. This is like a rapey energy, okay, on energy levels, yeah? Okay, on astral, this is like saying like, you're gonna do what I say. It's like, but it's kind of like a low-key, like a rapey energy. So for some of you, this is where someone's all reading between the lines. Okay, but they can realize it without having to read. Some of you need to have a legal legislature set up here. Eight of Pentacles in reverse, definitely. Like, it's required, I feel like, because this person's going to try to get in. Like, you're saying they're not respecting the line. So I got to have, yeah, a boundary now, really clear one. Some of you are going to take legal action here. I do see something about a persecution here, even with the Seven of Swords and the Strength card. You're going to hire someone here to represent you formally. For some of you, let's back it up. I'm hearing, I'm tired of his nonsense, okay? Tower. Let's back it up on the High Priestess, yeah. And this is someone, for some of you, it's an astral persecution. This is a like on astral court. Someone has a guide here. I see someone with a turquoise water bottle. They are going to step in and totally. Okay, I'm hearing the hoedown. Just kind of take the whole story sideways. It's like for them. It's like this person's not going to be able to really interact anymore. It's like, yeah, they're going to just kind of shut down the vocals. I don't know what that's about. Whatever was allowing this person to try and think that they were doing, to try and think even, yeah. They're not thinking for themselves, guys. They're possessed for somebody. You're dealing with someone, yet again, and that's what it is. When you have an entity, you are not operating from, yeah, let's go. Bye-bye. Okay, let's continue. Again, if that's your reading is, I'm even giving reptilians a reading, y'all. Okay, let's clear it. Because the reptilian energy is what is, yeah, sort of, emitting those frequencies at a certain point, we can say. And so what's happening is when you are overly identifying with the ego, you're overly identifying with, okay, I'm hearing history as well. And we're here to be progressive and really reshape our futures. Reptilian doesn't want that, okay? They don't like that whole innovative shit, love and life. Bye. It's not shit, ho. It goes up here and it's called the halo. Ace wants, that's why we're here. To begin with, we're not here because of 3. So this is like where the reptilian energy and agenda wants to lullaby you, but put you into this silent space where you're just like not seeing yourself as like here to create, right? Where you are actually, and you are. Let's clear it. Let's back it up. Yeah, I know you're pissed, love and light. We're not gonna be here for your history at that. If I'm gonna be here for history, that should be my own decision. Okay? But I'm here for, yeah, let's clear. I'm here, call me back. No. It's like this person is totally being, yeah. So you're giving the energy right back to them. You're saying, I'm gonna be defiant just like you then. I'll do I treat you the way you treat me. Ace of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. And that's so funny when people are like, why don't you just be like endlessly compassionate? It's like, because you're not here to, let's zoom it right real close into the, you're not here to be, you know that song by, who's that, Destiny's Child, Beyonce, Miss Independent? It's like, you're not here to be Miss Compassionate. That's just not your story. You're here to be a creator. That does not mean, because let's think about it. Okay, you're not just yin energy. You are also yang. So this is a matter of understanding. It's like saying, oh, like, why don't I just give everything away to everybody who needs, like, help? It's like, no, because then that is you, okay, petting and combing their victim mindset as well. Why are they not creating? Why are we here to feel bad for somebody? You're not here to feel bad for nobody. That's their, yeah, it's their agenda that they're lining in their mind's eye. So this is a matter of like you saying, this is my agenda. If you want to be on the same wavelength, then we'll do it. But don't complain when I'm moving on my way, you know? Yeah, let's clear it. You got to get resilient here with this because it's a matter of your focus and your intention, and everybody has the right to set that. Let's think of all the people here who were born in predicaments, okay, who are, let's say, not favorable for certain so-called lifestyles. At the end of the day, outcomes, okay, professions, it's their mindset, it's their perspective. So don't tell me that anybody is helpless. Let's clear it. Let's back it up. Nobody is helpless, and you have to push it back. Okay, 6 of Cups at the base of the 2 of Cups, you know, and that we know where that goes. That whole compassion shit, love and light. Okay, what is compassion? We know where that. Yet again, Spirit is saying we know where that goes. One cookie, another cookie. It's like because it's all your mindset. Why do it at all? I'm not saying don't be empathic, but there is not such a thing as compassion for someone who is in a loser mindset with themselves, where they're telling themselves they're a loser. It's like, because that's what's happening when somebody is not taking control. They're not seeing themselves as a creator, and they're trying to mooch off of somebody else's aura. They're seeing themselves, they've already identified as, yeah, and they've already decided that they're a loser. They're not a creator. So why would we, in any capacity, hold compassion for that person? We got to get that really clear, yeah. Because there's this toxic sort of, you know, femininity energy as well that's going on, like a toxic divine feminine that could otherwise be a divine energy that is like enabling this toxic masculine energy. We're not just talking about gender. We're talking about, yeah, yin and yang. So this is where we say it's both. You cannot have, yeah, as above, so below. We're not here to sort of, bring their problems as well to the table and try to, like, cater to them unless you are in your shadow of Cancer and Neptune specifically. You're not going to be helping someone like that. Okay? Let's clear in the heart chakra and, like, why are you overly identifying as well with that person's success? I hear it in this way. Maybe you're saying, I don't want to be that compassionate, overly compassionate, sweet, nice person. No. There's nothing that I'm mean about. Okay, in being honest with taking leadership with my life. And so why is this person targeting you? Because they see that you're the one doing that. They don't see many people around them doing such a thing as you're doing. So of course they're targeting, and you're probably thinking, why of all people am I being sort of like hounded by this person who's just like so draining? Because you're the only one that, yeah. And so does that mean that you should look back and be like, let me have compassion for this person who's not doing what they can do for themselves? Guys, I'm really sorry, but yeah, the Magician leading out. This is and yeah, so you can expect this person to have a toddler fit, okay? But yeah, when you step back and you're not complying, because that's what it is, and it's a toddler thing, and they have to go back into the childhood years and understand why they allowed that entity to attach to their consciousness in the beginning, from the very get-go. And so it's about letting those layers of clothing really shed. The more that we're enabling conversation around this sort of like, you know, victim mindset and like kind of, how do we say, like, I'm hearing, like, we could, okay, where we're saying, like, oh, yeah, like, this is my weakness. It's, like, it's what you're defining, and it's, yeah, and until we identify it as not appropriate for you, and this is the point, you have the right to say that doesn't work for me. I don't want to have a conversation about that. I don't want to be debate. And the moment that someone here, why would someone try, why is their happiness, why would they be upset that you are acting a certain way? We got to undo that fable. Okay, because it doesn't lead to a fairy tale and a happy ending. Fairy tale ending. 9 of Pentacles reverse. Or even, yeah, I'm hearing a happen chance one. Like, you realize that you're a creator, so you have to be intentional with what your focus is, with what your value is. And some of you are going to ride a lonely path there, and this person very triggered at, well, how you could be alone? Like, you don't need me? Yeah, no, I don't need nobody. Okay, you heard me? Yeah, it was a goddamn blessing that we even interacted. I hear like that. High Priestess here, me on the 4 Swords. This person took you for granted. And for some of you, they were using you. Yeah. Okay, so it's like, of course you step back. And your guides did play a part here. I see a Ford, 4-wheel drive. Like, they're trying to, even like for some of you, over talk over you when they see that you're saying something powerful for yourself. These are people we don't have time for, and it comes down to that. It comes down to that, because in a case like that, there's too much. Okay, that is at stake when it comes to, you know. I'm hearing something about Leo. Let's back it up. I'm hearing the learning curve. Innocence of Cups. Yeah, it's over, guys. No. Someone, and I think that they did really, again, the 2 of Swords in reverse. There's no going about it. Ace of Swords in reverse. It's like, the thing that's triggering this person is that you're not negotiating it. You're not discussing it. You're not debating it. And that's the thing that kills them. It's like, usually that's their playground, okay? When you're like, you know, kind of still giving, it's like, no. It's like, unless I see you without your ego in the room, we can have this discussion. So, and it's like, okay, so they're realizing like that's a new rule with you. And so if they really like you so much, and you're that one person who's gonna like make them either happy or sad or mad or blah blah, then, which is not true, okay? And who gives a fuck, by the way? If someone is gonna be so codependent on you and like what you do, I mean, and the things you do, whatever. Let's clear it. You know. Okay. It's not of value to you, right? Because in this dimension, you're honoring. Let's go. Doesn't matter. We're not debating it. For some of you here, this person is, gonna realize, then they're gonna rewind the tape, and they will now need to understand, like, they will transcend, the one thing that, the way they'll get back to you is they will do their shadow work. Until that point, you're just dancing with their ego. That's all it is. Okay, that's all it is. Hate to pop that bubble, but I'm happy to do it. Okay, like if it's someone who needs to, yeah, because And they'll look at you like, wow. They'll make all these excuses. You're turning into someone different these days. Wow. It's like, of course I am. Why are you not? You see, the difference is I'm doing my shadow work. You're not doing your shadow work. So you're not even like looking at your shadow, let alone doing the work, okay, to understand it. They were trying to put their shadow on somebody else. It's your problem. It's your fault. It's this and that. It's like their blame world, okay? The mother in reverse. And the spirit has no respect for that. No wonder you're not feeling, empowered in your life. Let's back it up. Now, being empowered doesn't mean that you're better than somebody else. It means that you're doing the work. The person who has in their ego will interpret that as, you're better than me. Okay, so, yeah. And so that's where people, either they love or they hate light workers. And it's usually on a gradient. Okay, those who have a lot of triggering, work to do with themselves, they're most likely going to be very irritated by a light worker. For some of you here, let's put it in the right side of the body. Yeah, this is where you say, like, don't need to worry about people who are doing the shadow work or not. Okay, I can tell who is and who's not, and by how they're reacting to my energy field. For some of you, and this is for some. We're obviously not talking about someone who's a narcissist, because there is such a thing as well. Okay, yeah. We can say someone could be a so-called spiritualist, but they can also be narcissistic, and that's something different that we're talking about. For some, possibly. For some of you, there is this moment, though, where you're saying, I am not looking at that. And I'm also not looking at who they're showing up as. I'm looking at what it is that we are or are not doing actually for ourselves. So I see that in the relationship landscape, if this is a connection rather, you're actually seeing if this person's independent. And you are actually wanting to sort of identify and funnel down into that space of saying, are you writing on your own story? Are you looking at you here? Are you being upfront and forthright with your future, or are you still working through your past, but through the vantage point of one who is not even, I'm hearing, at stake in it? Yeah, so it's kind of like what's irrelevant, so someone here is maybe even in a stagnating sort of, they're in a roundabout like perpetuation, mindset of, oh, like, sorry, me looking on the past, and the Ten of Swords on the Devil, like, no, And so, yeah, there's a moment where you're just saying, like, you're tough as all can be. Like, I'm either, like, seeing you, like, focusing on yourself, and I'm not going to give excuses for it. So it's kind of like either I see you as a creator or I see your entity. And if I see, I'm not dating your entity, by the way. Okay, I'm hearing like that. Innocence, I'm not dating you, actually, by the way. We're not dating, I'm hearing that, okay? Either you're going to be doing something for yourself that I can also do on my own, and we can do it at the same time, and that means resonance. It's on human 3D that we say, oh, this is a relationship. That's where it can get very sticky, because then it's like there's this third energy space of the relationship, which is what? We look to social, social answers for that. Like, social media, public, what does it mean to be in a relationship? Okay, but what do you actually, like, there could be many constrictions, right? In the subconscious, where we're then making excuses of being with that person because we're in the relationship. What is that? If we take all that away, what are we doing with one another? Okay, and are you actually feeding and nourishing my soul, my spirit? Are you actually helping me elevate in the direction that I actually move in naturally? Okay, already, by the way, I'm hearing it like that. So, or are you trying to move back into the paces of the past and kind of, still cast this sort of karmic, sort of even generational, historic karma around our otherwise very much expansive and creative, innovative energy and experience and relationship, how we relate to one another. If I cannot relate to who you truly are, if I'm here with you, sitting with your ego at the dinner table, and vice versa, okay, and I'm feeling like we're in some sort of strange contract that's not actually enabling and engaging our higher selves, then, what do we do? No. It's like, at that point, you can be in a relationship with anybody. That may be very triggering. We're not here for your personality. We're here to create. I hear it like this. More of why it is that we're not here. I'm hearing to date. Interesting. In other words, we need to push the envelope. We need to get awkward. For some of you, maybe you need to get awkward, you and this person, with a third party. Maybe you both together. It's like someone's not understanding your connection. It's like they're not quite understanding, like, why it is that you guys love each other. It's like something like that sort. It can also be. It's like, we don't need to explain that. Like, either we are in resonance, and we are, and I feel like this message may be very triggering for a number of people, but this is where we're taken to the higher levels and the echelons of the spiritual realm. Okay, we're really here to we're here to elevate and to ascend. And if you're watching tarot for any reason other than that, I don't know, I would really wonder, meditate, okay? Everybody's at a certain point, but I would take, because, that is going to be very frustrating to you. When you're trying to be in a relationship with someone, it's going to be karmic, where you're like, why are we not like seeing eye to eye? Or like, why are we, there's no why. And there's no this person, there's you. And it's about you with you and the relationship that you have, by the way, to absolutely everything. You have a relationship to this card. You have this relationship to the mouse. You have a relationship to the air and this, that you're breathing. I mean, you have a relationship to absolutely everything. So it's just society that sort of places the stigma around what does it mean to be in a relationship, otherwise establishing expectations, and that is what's toxic. So anyways, let's clear it. Let's back it up. There's no expectations in a relationship. There's just reflection, right? In a true relationship where you are able, to feel empowered, because, right, the question is, are you actually already there? It's when we are looking into the past, and we're looking back, and this is a bit of maybe an abstract message. Maybe you want to meditate before you get into this video. Come back into it. Let's back it up. Clear threshold. You may want to watch it a few times over. Maybe even when you're more sort of like in a meditative state of mind. Right here, there are some messages that are a bit possibly abstract. There is this sort of, this moment where you're saying, like, are you looking back on the past? Or are you in this space where you're saying, I transcend what I've done? I hear it as well in that way. Maybe there's a matter even of saying, hey, I'm ready to love in the way that I truly love. So this is where we're just kind of like needing to really silence the white noise around that, that interpretive, dance that is between you and you. So this is with your soul path, light path calling. It's like saying, do you want to get into a relationship as well, so-called, before you really know who you are? Why would we do that, right? I mean, why be in a relationship? And I know this is sounding very, maybe even kind of like, what? Like, aren't relationships like part of like, it's like, they don't have to be. What is it? That's for you to define. That's the beauty of being here in this dimension at this time. What is truly a relationship? You can redefine it. You can tell society otherwise. You can, literally. I mean, is it hard to kind of go against the grain? Sure. But you can do it. So just know that you have that sovereignty to say, for some of you that, hey, it's like, I am in a relationship with you if I feel we're reflecting each other, and I have the right to also step out of that so-called relationship and say, it's not resonating with me anymore. If I don't feel like we are being true with one another. And if I feel like there's just a little bit too much clothing on the aura, right? In terms of the ego, in terms of how we interact, in terms of what we're getting down to in their connection. So there should be no pressure with like what it is that you feel for them and like where that leads to and like what that means and like, you know what I'm saying? And like, again, for some of you, I feel like you are willing to ride a very so-called lonely path for a period of time because it's more real to you. With the High Priestess in the Tower, I feel like I'm talking to very high level riding Scorpios here who are realizing that that's where their real passion is at. And like, it's kind of like having, this is so-called the higher vantage point of saying I don't need to sort of invest in just like whatever sort of is in the moment. I hear that as well, like just sort of there and exciting, and like you're definitely not perceiving through the lens of like this sort of very strong 3D matrix energy of wow, look at this person, look at their job, look at their resume. It's like wow. It's like all of that is white noise because it's all about the interpretation of the conversation you're having, but through you and them, whereas really it should be between you and you if you want to move into the higher frequency. I hear it like this, and really find a soulmate as well that's going to resonate with you. Take that energy and time that you're investing in understanding that person and where they're at with you and put it into your conversation with yourself and see where that takes you and let it take you there. That's the point, right? The resistances and the karmic energies that hold us back, that keep us looking back, like what about like the past? What about like this person? And it's past life energies, it's all of that. Yet again, how do you come in? The whole thing about this sort of, we'll say, life here is how do you interpret your dimension here at this time through the lens of, I also don't give a fuck. I'm hearing it like that. Because giving a fuck, guys, what is that? That's a guilt frequency. That's the energy of pulling on the heart space, in a toxic way, in a way that is not empowering to you ultimately, right? There is such a thing as being open-hearted, having your heart chakra in alignment with the rest of your chakra system. But there is such a thing as having a toxic open heart space as well, where you're just kind of allowing everything to, it's like not locking your door at night. I mean, would you? Let's back it up. Love and light. Very important, guys, like as well here on Astral, with who you interact with. I'm hearing 2M, like a 2 million, a ticket as well. I see this is on astral as well. Like, who are you astral traveling with? Are you astral sexing someone here? I mean, who are they? Like, when you're going to sleep at night, are you having a protective sort of, you know, ritual even that you're doing? This is for some. I mean, this is always heed your intuition with what you feel guided to do with your energy. But yeah, I feel like for some of you, this is more a matter of like, I allow people into my space and I take control back over that, right? Of who it is I'm allowing into my space. And honestly, anybody here who is worth your time would respect that you're doing that. Let's think about it, right? Because they would have respect for you and they'd be like, wow, this person's very scrupulous with who they allow into their space. Like, and they let me into their space? Like, wow. It's like they would have, yeah. So this is very different from saying, oh, wow, like you're cocky. You're conscious and you're awake. It's a very big difference. But yeah, so you can expect though people to like interpret it in so many ways. Like, it's their problem. They don't understand the script of your life. They're not meant to, but if they do, that means that I'm hearing we're meant to be then. It's like if we are reflecting and understanding and not having so much like, you know, I'm hearing dis-ease in the way that we, you know, plan our story together. Like, if you feel so much friction and like this animosity, even for some of you, like this like feeling of tension, like why do I feel like I'm like pulling him in this direction, like he doesn't want to naturally do it, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's this draining energy. So let's get further here. The Sage in reverse, let's back it up. Yeah, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna know it. Two of Swords again in the theme. You will have some sort of light go off, okay? And I feel like Scorpio, you're fucking amazing at doing that thing of just going with your intuition at times. Like, I don't do it. Not like that. And I feel like there was some kind of sign that you got. It's like, it's time for me to go, yeah, from this place. I hear that. Maybe for some of you, you know, like you checked out of a certain connection, like, you know, it was maybe very abrupt, but you had to do it. So we had to cut the cord. I'm here with young, dumb, and broke. Okay. Now, I'm really proud of you, Scorpio. I feel like you're making huge strides here with your higher self. You're quickly ascending. I'm hearing nobody has it on you, okay? And I feel like this is because of your intention, your newfound perspective, wherein you do not make any excuses, right? It's not like, oh, but like he said that back there. No one cares. Okay, what is he doing right now? What is she, you know, waking up to every morning? Is it herself, or is it her expectation that I will be her everything? I hear it like that. Movement of Cups. Let's get a few more cards here. High Priestess, yeah. I just feel like you've really released something. 10 of Cups. You've got like almost every 10 coming through for you in this and reading. Yeah, the 3 of Swords. It's like, so I want us to say it like as it is, like very kind of clearly, like, hey, like I really like you, but it's not enough. 9 of Swords. It's like liking is very different from aligning, and I just don't know if you were where you were. Maybe you felt like this person was even acting out of themselves, and you kind of had to be like the so-called sober driver, but like the 3D one, you know, because you were getting signals on astral. I hear it again like that. So, you know, no, I do feel this person wants an explanation, but we don't have the capacity, because we don't have the intention to have an understanding anymore. I don't need to have a peaceful understanding. I don't need you to understand where I'm coming from. And that's because you guys, you know that having this discussion is going to be a way for this person and their entity to sort of re-engage you. So this is a reading, I feel, for a very particular caliber, okay, of those who have really transcended their Pluto energies, and they now know who they give that energy to. 9 of Pentacles leading out of the Moon. Let's move into the next sign. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for tuning in. The card on the floor that fell is the Spirit of Wands. Is it a Spirit or the Heart of Wands? Spirit of Wands, yeah. It's a matter of shifting timeline, Scorpio, and really committing to the timeline you've